You guys, today we are doing something kind of exciting. We are taking a look at the Hanacure. This is the all-in-one mask. I mentioned this in my video about the violet gray sale. I got this at the violet gray sale, and I was curious to see what was going on with this. You might remember a couple of years ago, the spot for this was all over the place. I have a really sore throat today, you guys, and I'm swollen here. So, excuse me if you hear that. Do you remember when there were ads all over YouTube showing an older Asian gentleman put this on, and there was a time-lapse camera and his face got tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and he took it off and he really looked 10 years younger? That's what this is, and I'm just curious. I really don't know much about it. Here are the directions. It's very pretty, you guys, but it's not in black ink, and it's really, really hard to read. The one thing I did read online last night was mix exactly as instructed. So because I'm super, super blind, I'm going to need both glasses and a magnifying glass to read this. And I think what I'm going to do is just show you the steps. We'll edit it together, and I'll voice over what I'm doing. And before you know it, it'll be mixed and on my face. And then you're supposed to leave it on for half an hour. So apparently after 10 to 15 minutes, you'll start to feel the tightening, and then you have to sit there with it for 20 to 30 minutes, and then you wash it off. And then we're going to see what it does. And if you have sensitive skin, you could experience some redness, because apparently there's something very purifying about this. We're going to go over the ingredients afterwards, because I really want to get this on. First, I'm going to pop everything out. This is the solution. This is the brush. And this is smaller than I thought it would be. And this is the ampoule. This is enough for one application. Once you mix this, it's a goner. So put it everywhere. I'm going to try my face and my neck, maybe my chest. I don't know that, it would benefit my chest. We'll see how much there is. Align thumb with downward arrow on cap of Octolift ampoule. Push upward to lift cap, then carefully pull all the way back. Okay, carefully pull all the way back. That's what I have. So here's aluminum right here, and this is rubber, and I'm going to carefully roll this back, although not really sure how to. Okay, well, the cap came off. And this aluminum thing is pretty solid and can be sharp, so be careful. Okay, here it is. So use the thumbnail, and here is the rubber cap, which is now kind of coming off. I'm going to put that back in. Here's the solution, and they say to peel back to the dotted line, but the dotted line is over here. Doesn't make sense. I'm thinking they mean right here. We're going to do that. So I'm opening it that much. And then I'm going to pour the ampoule in here and shake vigorously for 20 seconds, and it will foam. So I won't be able to show you this while I'm doing it, really. Okay, so that worked. So I'm keeping it at the side of this. The neck of the ampoule is on the side, and the foil is kind of giving it the direction to go in here. And then you close this with your thumb and shake for 20 seconds. Should have brought a timer. It's a lot, you guys. I'm afraid it's gonna just slip right out of my hand, because that would be very, very similar to things I do every day. And it's supposed to foam. I can't really tell. Back to directions. Apply gel evenly to face, neck, and back of hands. May use sparingly under the eyes, but avoid direct contact with lids and the eyes. I mean, kidding. Really? And the lips. Okay. Leave on for 20 minutes until it dries completely. And by the way, you can use a fan, like a hand fan, or I imagine I have a fan in this room. I could just sit in front of that, or your blow dryer on a cool setting if you so wanted. minimize facial movements to maximize effects. So I guess we're ready. Let's peel this back. It doesn't look foamy. I mean, I don't know what it was supposed to look like, but I definitely shook this. I'm gonna dip the little brush in and wish me luck, my friends. Oh, let's do it before. This is the before. All right, now I'm just going to start at the center. They don't really say where to start. And I am going to get under my eyes a little bit because God knows I got puffiness that I would like to see come down. I don't know that you have to be too precious with this, but I'm just not sure, how much is in here and if I'm going on too thick or too thin. Our skin and pores are contaminated by impurities and pollutants. Mixing the Octolith ampoule and the Octolith solution creates a purifying compound designed to absorb impurities, toxins, and other contaminants in your skin and pores. CO2 Octolith fuses the purifying compound with carbon dioxide in the air, allowing it to transition from its current liquid state back to a solid state. This resolidification process creates a strong binding force, producing an intense lifting and tightening effect while absorbing all the impurities trapped in your skin and pores. Botanical extracts work together to help calm and soothe problematic skin once the purifying compound is resolidified and dried. A thorough rinse of warm water washes off all impurities absorbed, revealing smoother, clearer, and brighter looking skin. Lifting and firming effects work with peptides to combat other signs of aging, giving you a flawless looking complexion. And really curious about what it can do for the neck, so I'll add some to the neck as well. Wow, I am so swollen under here. I'm dying. Now I'm not going to do a time lapse just sitting here in front of the camera for 20 minutes because that's just not my thing. I feel like I just got a little bit in my eyebrow, but nowhere near my eyes, completely empty. I'm going to rinse this because it might be handy for something else. Back in 20 minutes and we'll see what the results are. Okay, I just threw away my goodies. I washed this brush, which I think might be useful for something else. I probably have had this on for about 5 minutes and I'm not yet feeling the tightening effect, but I did use the whole thing on my neck and face and didn't include my hands, so maybe it's thicker and needs a little bit more time before that starts to get that tightening effect. I'm kind of afraid of it because I've seen people say I can't move my face at all. My face is completely solid, but when I went online last night to Birdie, they said they didn't experience that. But at the same time, they use this one application among 3 people. So I'm not really sure what to expect from this. I do expect, because my skin can be sensitive, that I will have redness. So we might go ahead and put on my skincare after this and then put on foundation to see another look of how this looks with foundation on. And yeah, I will be back in 20 minutes. Alright, you guys, this has been on for about 10 minutes and I'm starting to feel the tightening. I'm feeling it on this side of the face and on my forehead too. And I feel like I do see this kind of lifting. I just wanted to show you to see if you see it too. So this side I think is wetter, and now I'm beginning to feel the tightening right here. I can move my mouth. I didn't put a lot around the lips up here, so it's not really a problem, but I definitely see a lift on this side. Oh, it's flattened the cheek entirely. Isn't that interesting? So there must be a lot more on this side, but I'm just going to turn and you can see how this cheek is just flattened right here. I'd say if I'm going to do this again, I would be more careful about having an even layer all over the face, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to have an evening effect. It's only been on for 10 minutes. but I definitely feel like this side of the face is like, it's tightened. Okay, you guys, so I am 25 minutes in, and I really feel like something went amiss with my application. Like, this eye looks kind of normal, but this eye is, something's sloping down. I mean, look at my eyebrows. My eyebrows have been pulled up for sure, but I kind of wish I had put some right here in the lid. They say you're not supposed to, but right here would help to pull up this area. So if you're really hooded, it's going to look a little bit strange. And this side is completely flattened out, but it's still wet on this side. So I'm just going to leave this on until it's completely dry. But good Lord, look at how high my eyebrows are. I feel like I look like a sad little puppy dog. Oh, look at this. This is a really weird look. I gotta say, you guys, this is reminding me of Gary Oldman in Dracula, right down here. I was scaring myself. I'm just going to go sit in the living room until I feel that everything is absolutely dry, and see you then. Alright, you guys, this feels almost completely dry. There's a little wetness right here, so I guess I should wait until that is dry before I rinse it off. But now both eyes are pulling down at the end. So I don't know, there might be something to learn about this. I'll have to take a look at it, you know, in pictures. This part is just really lifting up, and this part, I don't even know that this is actually dragging down so much. This part is pulling up so much. Maybe I should have put a thicker amount right on my temples to help counteract that. It's a little freaky, and I still do feel a little bit like Tom Cruise wearing the mask thing in Vanilla Sky. I mean, this is weird. So next time you see me, I'll have this washed off, and we'll do an after picture. Alright, I have washed my face, and I'm really glad my eyebrows are back in the right place. Huge amount of shine on the face. I rinsed very well. You're supposed to rinse with warm water, and you don't want to get this stuff stuck in your hairline or have any remnants. There's a lot of shine on the face. I imagine it might have taken off some of the dead skin. It might be somewhat exfoliating. And this cheek still looks plumped from the area. This cheek, I put too much on, I think, and it just didn't have the opportunity to dry down 100%. So, interesting. Oh, I want to see if it makes my lips look a little more even. Okay, this is really interesting, you guys. About 6 years ago, I noticed that this side of my upper lip looked thinner than this side. I thought, wow, that's really weird. So I went to get Botox for the very first time in my 11s, which I didn't continue, actually. I'm doing it again now, but I did Botox like twice, and I thought, this is so much money, and all I have to do is drink a lot more water, and my 11s will look better. And that's what I did for about 5 more years, and then now I might be doing it regularly starting at the beginning of this year. So I've had it twice this year. But I also wanted to get some filler to even this out. And the woman who did my lips, she's apparently very, very good. And she said, it's not that this lip is thinner, which I didn't think it was, because I never noticed it before. She just said, this side of my face is actually falling faster than this side of the face. And if you just pull up a little bit, you can see how they're even. There. So I feel like this is giving me enough pull to make my lips look a little more even, and that is really interesting. Everything else, I don't know, you guys. I do feel there's a fullness to my face here that I'm not sure that I'm in love with, to tell you the truth. But I also feel extraordinarily puffy today. I did do a massage first to kind of bring down that puffiness and help whatever's going on with my throat. but I'm not entirely sure. What do you think? Does this side of the face, I definitely see a lifting. It just could be that I put too much on this side and it didn't have the proper opportunity to completely 100% dry, but everything else was dry. And believe me, my eyebrow situation was bothering me. The redness, I'm not sure that's going to abate. So I'm just going to pull you in and we can see from side to side what's going on. Oh, I want to see what's going on in the neck. I can't say I actually see a difference on the neck, really. But maybe there is. Maybe when I'm editing I'll see that. And oddly enough, there's no redness around here. So I do think you have to be very careful when you're applying and make sure that you apply evenly. But right now I'm thinking this is definitely something I want to try again. I'm just kind of really mesmerized at how this is not red. I think I messed up something. My under eyes, a little bit of a difference, not huge. But on this eye, I don't even like the difference that I'm seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more rinse because I feel like there might be a little bit left, like above my lip maybe. And then I'm going to put on my skincare and come back and put on my makeup. And while I'm putting on my makeup, I'm going to voice over what the inky decoder has to say about each ingredient in this product. All right, I've done my skincare, I've done my sunscreen, and I'm going to go on with the Hanacure Etherealist. It's a little more full coverage than the other things I usually wear. And while I'm putting on my makeup, I'm going to do some voiceover, reading to you the information I found on the inky decoder about the ingredients in this. And that should be very interesting. Now the redness seems to have abated, but I use my Tula Mineral Sunscreen in the blue. I did a video on that recently and I'll post it right here. And that has a peachiness to it that really helps to cut down on redness. And I'm going to do this with Beauty Blender, which I've never done before. So let's see how this works. We're just going to go over a couple of ingredients in this because I have short time. The first ingredient is water. The second ingredient is carbonate, which is a big molecule created from repeated subunits, a polymer of acrylic acid that magically converts a liquid into a nice gel formula. It usually has to be neutralized with a base such as sodium hydroxide for the thickening to occur, and it creates a viscous, clear gel that feels nice and non-tacky on the skin. Niacinamide, which is a superstar. It's a multifunctional skincare superstar with several proven benefits for the skin. Great for anti-aging, wrinkle smoothing when used at 4 to 5% concentration. Fades brown spots alone or in combination with amino sugar. Increases ceramide synthesis that results in a stronger, healthier skin barrier and better skin hydration. Leaf extract, otherwise known as green tea. It's one of the most researched natural ingredients, and the active parts are called polyphenols, more precisely catechins. These are proven to be great antioxidants, UV protectants, anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinogenic, and antimicrobial. Honeysuckle flower extract is anti-inflammatory and a soothing ingredient. It also has a polyphenol thought to be the main bioactive component of the flower. Rosehip oil, it's high in omega fatty acids, which is part of your skin's barrier. Chocoferroacetate, acetyl hexapeptide 8, otherwise known as agirylene, is marketed as the Botox-like effect, deserves its own video to get into it, but it is a skin beneficial. Copper tripeptide 1, which also gets its own video. If you're interested, let me know and I'll break these things down for you in its own video. Alright, and this is my very easy base, just a little bit of blush and some foundation. I think the skin looks really, really nice. And I thought with makeup on we could get a better idea of what the change is. I don't know that I can see it. So what I'm going to do is put up my before, and we'll have the after, and we'll just kind of take a look to see. But I do feel that I look fresh, and I guess I feel, I don't know if I feel lifted or not. I do feel there's a lot of fullness over here, and it could be just, I don't know, lymph on this side of the face. I'm not sure what's going on. So let's talk about what my thoughts are, and be sure to check the description box below so I can give you any updates that I have. Like this look that I have, if I actually do see a difference, how long does it last? Because I think that's really important. They are suggesting you use this once to twice a week, which implies that this is going to last you for that long. I kind of doubt it. I would imagine I'll get today out of it, but who knows what will happen tomorrow, especially if you're like me and you're puffy and need to drain your lymph in the morning. Right now, so far, I think one, it has an exfoliating property because my skin was dry and really shiny. When I say dry, I mean I rinsed it off, I patted it dry, I sat here in front of you with the skin dry, and it was super shiny. So I think it, took off some dead skin, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I think it does have a little bit of a lifting effect. Yes, I do feel the skin looks very pretty, but I don't know if that's because it's essentially exfoliated. What they are saying and what Inky Decoder are saying are two different things. I think it's that one ingredient, I'll write the name right here because I don't remember what it is, that it's just tightening up your face and giving you an effect. And you'll notice that that ingredient is not in their ingredient list. I have a feeling that trademarked ingredient is what it is. They just put it with another molecule and trademarked it. I'm not entirely sure if what they're saying is true. So I do think, however, that it looks good. And if you are somebody who has a special occasion coming up, maybe this is something that you want to have on hand. Do what I just did, buy one, see if you like the effect, see how long it lasts, and then maybe buy a couple if you have a graduation to go to and you want to look really nice for it. This. Anything where you're going to be photographed, anything that is going to be a memorial, do you know what I mean? A first birthday for a grandchild or your own child, a graduation, a wedding, a baby shower, those kind of things that people will always look at those pictures and always have them. Maybe you want to have something like this on hand to put on beforehand. I will say the reason I put the makeup on was to see if you could put this on and put on your makeup and go to your event. 100% you can. I covered the redness, and you saw I had a lot of redness. My sunscreen helped because it has so much peachiness. I don't know if I would have gotten as much coverage as I got out of this without it. So those two together, really, really nice. This is not a full coverage foundation, but it's a medium, a strong medium, where some of my favorites like the Reboot and this one and the Prism Libra, the Surratt, those are medium, light medium kind of coverage. All my redness would be coming through. So this is beautiful, and I think it plays well on mature skin. I'm 59. It's not looking too bad, I have to say. Not looking bad at all. All right, you guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope it was helpful to you. I hope maybe I've given you some ideas of how this might work on you. I think I like it, and I think you can also buy it in a 4-pack instead of just one at a time. It is expensive. It's $26, but it's cheaper than, for instance, getting RF on the day of an event, which might set you back $200 or, I don't know, $400. And when you do an RF, that effect only lasts for a short period of time. If you're doing just one, it'll last you that day and a little bit the next day. But the effect that you get depends on your operators. So I've had some RF done before. When it was done by my doctor, it was amazing. When it was done by the esthetician, no difference. I was definitely getting collagen, we know that because the science supports it, but I didn't get that immediate tightening effect where it's like, ooh, I have a jawline. And this is a much cheaper option to doing something like that. All right, you guys, thanks a lot. Hope it was helpful. Hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.